Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's paper crafting video, I am hopping along with the Trinity Stamps design team to celebrate the February 2024 release. It's full of some Easter and spring goodness. I am going to be playing with a new rainbow die set. I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways to use it, and like the finale is this card right here. So the die set I'm focusing on is this brand new rainbow shaker die set. There are 4 dies there. One's going to cut out all 6 bows of the rainbow, 1 creates a frame, and 2 clouds. So you can see here, I have cut this from different kinds of cardstock and paper in all colors of the rainbow with the bow piece. And then there's this die here that creates like the frame or like the detailed lines, and the clouds are there too. So you can put all your different colored papers together in rainbow order and put the frame over the top just like that, and the clouds there. So this die set was created to work with the circle shaped card. This is a die that creates a circle card. Of course, it came with stuff to make it into a donut, but now we have this add-on that you can use to create a rainbow card. So really what you're going to do is glue on your rainbow pieces, and then you're going to cut the rest of the card off that you don't need. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those. So I have the frame there I'm putting over the top. I'm going to take this to my paper cutter and just cut off the excess pieces. I have the fold of the circle card right at the top of my rainbow. So there you can see I have this miniature rainbow shaped card, and it's really cute. Now if the bottom of your frame gets trimmed off like maybe mine did, then it doesn't matter. You just cover it up with the clouds and it's the perfect disguise. So now you can see I have put all the remaining pieces in rainbow order. Now it might not start with red, but everything is in rainbow order. And I glued some of those onto those excess pieces that I cut off the bottom of my card. Then I took a second circle shaped card, made another rainbow card, and put the other 2 pieces on the remaining pieces. So I have 4 pieces there that I can use on other cards, and then 2 shaped cards. So now I am die cutting out the frame, and I have backed my paper with rip and stick sheets, so it is sticky on the back. And then what I'm going to do is create several of those and stick them together to build my frame up so I can turn this into a shaker. And when you have the rip and stick sheet on the back of your cardstock, most times the cardstock is going to stay in the die, which makes it so easy to line up the next layer. Just lay it on there and press them together. And once you have it lined up and pressed together, then you do the next one. So I did actually 5 layers like this and stuck them together to make this thick enough to create a shaker. Now, one layer of this is stuck to a window sheet. Because it's a shaker, we need a window. So you can see I stuck it to my window sheet, and then I'm going to cut off the excess just with my scissors there, going around it. It's really easy to do. And then that will become the top of my shaker, the 5th layer, I believe. Okay, so then I'm going to take that layer and glue it down on, or take that top layer, glue it down onto the rest, because it didn't have sticky on the back of this one. It has the window sheet. While that is setting, I am going to take a second piece of rip and stick sheet. I actually did 2 pieces of rip and stick sheet, so I sandwiched the white paper in between. It has sticky on the front and sticky on the back. Now I stuck it down to a second window sheet, not sure what I was going to do, and realized I probably didn't need to stick it to a window sheet. I could have just stuck it to cardstock. And then I took out those rainbow pieces, the fallout pieces. They no, I actually had to cut it from a separate sheet because this one had sticky on both sides. So this is when I decided I'm going to inlay the rainbow pieces. So these pieces only have adhesive on the back, so I can color the front of each piece with a Copic marker to turn them into rainbows. And then I can inlay these, sticking them down to that window sheet. So originally I thought I was going to do the other rainbow die that cuts out all the individual pieces and put that behind my second window sheet, but then I just decided to inlay it. So it all worked out in the end, and you could probably do it either way if that makes sense to you. And then to fill this up, I'm using our Sugar Bowl glass glitter. I'm going to pour some out into my tidy tray and then use my anti-static powder tool on all the things, which I like to do for shakers. And then I'm going to take a little tiny spoon and just fill in each bow of the rainbow with this sugary goodness. Now, I think I could have put a little more than I put in. Sometimes I do that. I, don't get quite enough in my shakers. So you could put more than I put here. especially because it's kind of a clear thing. It's not going to take over the shaker. All right, then I took that adhesive off the front of it was just on the white frame, not on the colored pieces. We don't want it on the colored pieces or the sugary part would stick to it. So there is the little mini shaker. It's so cute. You could also put glitter in here. You could put micro beads in. It's just really fun. So I have my circle shape card. I had stuck this down and forgot to record. So I peeled it off so I could show you sticking it to that circle shape card with the fold of the card at the top. And now because this is a shaker, it's a little harder to do with the paper cutter. So I just use my scissors to cut off the bottom and I can save those and make more rainbows on them. And then I can add on my little clouds, which I cut from some glitter cardstock. And then I have my rainbow shaped card that is also a shaker. Isn't that fun? Those tiny cards are so cute, but I wanted to do a full-size card, so that's what we're moving on to now. I'm going to create a background for it using this Puffy cloud stencil. I love it because it has a slimline edge. Now, anything slimline that you have in your stash, it's going to work so good for you with anything that is also A7 or 5x7 size. That's what I have here. My paper is actually 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So when I mount it to my A7 size card, I'll have a nice white border all the way around. So you can see the slimline stencil fills in this 7-inch paper beautifully. So any dies that are slimline, a lot of them are going to work great with your A7 stuff too. Okay, so now I have that same Salty Ocean ink that I used on my stenciled portion. I squished down onto a little clear window sheet. I sprayed it with water and then I splattered it because, you know, when you have a rainbow, most likely there's some rain going on. I'm going to take the frame piece of that rainbow shaker die set and die cut it from, you know, approximately the center of my panel. Now, had I been smart, I would have die cut this first. Then I could have used all those rainbow pieces for my card and I would not have to cut another one. You know, I could have stuck some rip and stick sheet to the back of it, but I need the frame for this card. So that's what I'm doing. I'm die cutting this out. The rip and stick sheet is on the back and I need to have a place to stick it. So I'm going to put the window sheet on the back of my card, covering up that opening. And then I can remove my sticky frame here. And I'm going to remove all the bow pieces first, those individual bows of the rainbow. I'm being careful to remove those and then do any parts having to do with the actual frame, which you can see I'm just laying it down there, pressing it to the window sheet, and it will transfer. And if the bottom of your rainbow doesn't line up with your window, it's no big deal because remember, clouds, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's a few things on this card that I kind of do backwards, and this is one of them. I'm now going to cut out the individual bows of my rainbow, and I would have traced the opening in my shaker card onto a panel so I could line them up easily, except I got too excited and already put the window sheet on the back of it. So I just traced the die on the center of a piece of white cardstock, and that'll give me a spot to lay out my rainbow pieces. Now, for the rainbow pieces themselves, this time I thought I would show you how to do some ink blending on them. So I have little mini blending brushes that fit on your finger, and I'm using some crisp dye ink from Altenew, and I'm just kind of keeping the ink darker on the edges and lighter in the center with each of my colors. And I went with some bright, fun colors, and I love how it turned out. So here you can see the blue, and each color is there up on the screen if you're interested in the exact colors, but just like go through your stash and pick out colors that you love when you're doing this, right? Okay, so we're finishing off with purple, and then I'll have all 6 bows of my rainbow, which I love that this die set has all 6. And then I can glue these on to this panel. Now, I actually cut this panel to 4.5 by 6.5, so it's a tiny bit smaller than my front panel, which gives me a little bit of wiggle room. If I don't get this exactly straight, it's not going to show. And there you can see. Isn't that cool? It worked out well. And then I'm going to finish off the shaker. So I use my anti-static powder on the base of the card, on the back of the window sheet, and then it's time to add our foam tape. This is the world's best foam tape by Pear Blossom Press because for a couple of reasons. One, it is repositionable and it's double thick, and it's easy to remove the backing off of it. So it's great. It feels really almost rubbery. Like the consistency of the foam is amazing. Okay, so for my shaker bits, I have some moonstone confetti pieces and some flat glittered confetti pieces. I'll link all of this stuff for you guys in the description box below so you can check it out. But the flat ones have glitter in them. They're so cool. I just thought clear would be the best thing to put in this shaker. So there you can see it. The back looks great. And now I can actually go ahead and stick down my clouds, which are also die cut from glitter cardstock. I am bringing in the Slimline Rainbow Builder die set. If you like rainbow dies, just like go over to Trinity Stamps and search rainbow. We have a lot of fun rainbow things. So I die cut out this strip from some white glitter cardstock, and then I'm going to kind of stick it on the bottom there because remember this card has a gnome and he needs somewhere to stand. So I thought I'd give him a cloud. Now, this is the die set that I'm using for the gnome, the Springtime Gnome Die Set. Oh my goodness, these are so cute. I had so much fun making these. I think they're darling. So I'm going to show you here how I put it together. There's a large beard piece, but that's really just the piece you're going to build his face onto. So it has a place for you to stick the beard, to stick the hat, stick the nose, all the things. And there are extra dies in this set that you can use to turn this into different kinds of gnomes, like a leprechaun gnome, like an Easter bunny gnome, one holding a flower pot, one holding a heart. And there's a mustache in this set, so you can make the gnome with or without the mustache, which is super cute. And this guy has a little pot of gold to hold, which is going to be perfect for my card. There's the little hands, and then two little shoes just go on right at the base of his beard. So easy and so cute. So there you can see the three different ones I made with, there's also a heart. I didn't use that, but I've got the Easter egg and the little pot of flowers. So cute. So I'm just laying my gnome down where I want it to go because now I'm going to bring in the Real Treasure stamp set. There's also a cutting set with hot foil plates. So dies to cut out the words, and then you can also hot foil the largest words in this set. But I'm going to lay my words down. Remember when I told you how I was like doing some things backwards? Yeah, I should have already stamped these once I cut out the window in the front of my card, but I didn't. And luckily that foam tape is nice and sturdy because I was able to go ahead and stamp my sentiment, which says wishing you a, I'm going to fill in the blank, but also at the end of the rainbow. So the blank is going to say pot of gold, wishing you a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So cute. All right, so I'm going to emboss that with gold. We need to just repeat that element of gold we've got going on with the little leprechaun gnome and his pot of gold and on his hat. So this sentiment is like really scripty and fun, and I thought I'd show you the difference between the stamped version at the top and the hot foiled version at the bottom. They're exactly the same, which is so cool that you've got an option. I'm going to hot foil, am I going to stamp, am I going to emboss? Yeah, you've got choices and I love it. All right, so that's layered up with a couple layers of thin white like poster board, and it just makes it pop up a tiny bit. And the gnome I put on with thin foam squares to be popped up a tiny bit too, because this card's already thick. You know, it's a shaker, but we're going to add to it. Love is in the details, and this Leprechaun Loot Die Set is going to give me the love for this card, the little bit of embellishment. I thought I'd show you what the pot of gold looks like that it makes. I'll show you the card I made with that at the end of the video. Okay, so in this set, there's like a little cluster of shamrocks. So I thought I'm just going to do one, so I really added some ink to one corner of that paper. I'm going to put it right on top of the pot of gold, and I use the same color green that's in the rainbow, so I could have those two different greens. There is also a die in the set that cuts out the little pieces of gold. So I'm going to put that like it fell out of the pot and it's all around him on the cloud. And I'll put even a little bit on the left side there too. So I'm just putting glue down and using my pickup tool to stick him down, and it just makes quick work of it. So there it is. So fun. I had 2 extra shamrocks. I added a little more green to them. I thought I'd stick them on the inside, but it seemed just kind of like an afterthought. These just 2 random things. So I brought in the Shamrock Swirl die set. You can see there's 2 other like die sets, and look, another rainbow. That one's called Rainbow, but this is from last year's release. So this one I'm going to cut out a little shamrock frame there. Now this actually cuts out 3 different pieces, so you could layer these with like 3 different colors of green and make like an ombre. It's very cool. But I just wanted this thin frame, and so I die cut that. I put glue on there with my precision glue, and then I've got another shamrock there at the top. Happy St. Patrick's Day is coming from the Pot of Gold stamp set. So if you like gnomes rainbows, pots of gold, shamrocks. That is the set for you. It's so cute, and it has this Happy St. Patrick's Day in it that's perfect for the inside of my card. So there is the finished card. This card is just cute. It was so fun to make. I love all those rainbows. I'm going to do some fun things with those. I'll share them with you soon. But here's that card I did with that actual Leprechaun Loot Die Set. Isn't that cute? Okay, so there's all the rainbows that I made for today's video. It's a really fun die set, and I love that it goes with the circle shape card. I have some more ideas to play with it and do with it, so stay tuned for that. And also, this is part of a hop, so make sure you check out the links in the description box below so you can hop along and see what our other designers have made with this new release. There's so many pretty things in this release too, so I love it. Everything is now available in the shop, so click the link in the description box below. Go check it out, and we still have our cheesy freebie stamp sets going on, so you can also get a free gift with your purchase of $40 at the Trinity Stamp Shop. Love it. And make sure you check out the details on the giveaway for this hop. We also have a giveaway going on Instagram, and I'll have a link to my Instagram page for you down there as well. Happy stamping! I'll see you again soon. Bye.